a very prominent big leaguer who was there with me at the time. Great career. Both of you guys know him. Told me, he's like, hey, he told me, he said, hey, be careful what you say. And I'm like, well, he's like, don't coach these kids. Let the analytic guys do it. And I was like, what?
Do you think that's more of an ego thing? Do you think guys get their feelings hurt? Or do you think there's like this fear of like, oh, don't mess the kid up?
I think a lot of it is ego, you know, and I think a lot of it has to do with insecurity and things like that. I mean, they have their job. They're finally being valued for something.
Yeah.
And these guys have never played.
Yeah.
One guy was a pitcher in high school, and he was trying to teach. He was working with these kids, these prospects and instructs, and he was in the cage. I'll never forget it. He was in the cage, and he had a machine set on like 100, just freaking gas. And this kid's in there grinding. The kid that was hitting was one of my catchers. It was one of the kids I was trying to work with, on the side. Like, I was trying to, kind of talk to him on the side where people weren't going to get upset. But this kid's in there grinding, getting jammed, blowing up, swinging and missing. And the dude's standing behind the cage with an iPad. And he's like, oh, yeah, great. Yeah, great. Guy's like freaking flaring.
Bat speed's good. Checking the boxes.
Oh, dude, like all the stuff, Wow, you really, guy's hitting the ball straight up. Oh, yeah, Gert, you hit that ball hard. And I'm like, that's an out, bro.
Well, let me ask you this. What kind of value could you bring? I mean, you play in the big leagues, right? Is that valuable to these guys?
That's the problem, dude, is that they don't, I think it's kind of shifting back a little bit.
Yeah.
From my different relationships I have in the game with guys that are still going, is starting to go back a little bit more towards like kind of just a middle ground. And I think a balance is healthy, which is, I think data is important, but it's not the end all be all.
Yeah.
And
there's still a lot of value in like knowing how to do something.
Right.
Yeah.
There's value there. And you can find, as a catcher, I use data all the time to be able to, if we're playing Blue Jays and, Pilly's in the lineup, I'm going to break down his swing. I want to see where he makes hard contact at. I want to see where he chases. I'm going to look at spread chart tendencies and all that stuff, because I'm going to build my game calling strategy around that according to the pitcher's strengths too. And so there's a lot of different things that you have to take into account. But, if you have a terrible changeup, which you did, you never get changeup. And Pilly's terrible on changeups. It doesn't mean we're going to throw him your terrible changeup just because he's bad on changeups. We're still going to try to pitch with your strengths, right? And so, so anyway, going back to the high school question, I find a lot of freedom in this, and I did that for a year. And part of my deal was half I had to do autograph stuff like signings and appearances, and part of it is they let me be involved with development, which it really wasn't. I'll just stand around. And I tried to help as much as I could, but the catching guy that was there then, analytic dude, never caught.